Hello Saddlers fans, welcome to another pre-match preview with myself, Simon, Tom and Paul here to break down today's game. Gents, 4 unbeaten, let's talk about the lineup. It's unchanged once again.
It is, so, and I think that adds a level of real consistency into things, and I think that's why we've perhaps seen an upturn in form in the last couple of games. It's great to see that we seem to have settled on something at this moment in time. There was a little bit of chopping and changing just to get ourselves back to a comfortable sort of system in terms of, we lost Nathan Lowe, obviously in January, seeing him go back to Stoke, and I think Matt Sadler was just tinkering with his front two just to try and get the right, sort of balance, and he seems to have found that with Jamil Matt and Ellis Harrison up front, and Ellis has been, a real positive spark from those that came in January, and it's great to see him, back in and amongst the goals. I think, it was a real sort of poacher's finish on Tuesday night. I wasn't sure whether it had just come off him, but having watched it back, he flicks a leg at it. It's a great finish, and, hopefully he can continue that sort of form, Paul, and I think having that, stability in the starting 11 really helps us now, doesn't it?
Yeah, when we went on our really good run earlier in the season, we had that consistent starting 11, didn't we? And there's a good balance to the team in recent weeks. I like the dynamic of Dave in the middle of the back three with Oshin as the right centre back. I think Oshin's in really good form in that position as well. And you talk about that front two. Jamil Matt spoke about it a couple of weeks ago about having those relationships. He had a really good relationship with Nathan Lowe because he played with him every week. He's played a few games now with Ellis Harrison, and they're starting to click, they're starting to build that relationship, and that's really important. That's going to only get stronger, and it's good to see that Ellis Harrison's got a couple of goals to his name already because, as a striker, I think you want to get off the mark early doors, and then that's just all calms down. So for him to have a couple of goals to his name is really positive.
And we talk about getting off the mark. It's a week of milestones, gents. Adoma, 99 professional goals, could make it 100 here today. Sads, the gaffer, has just made it 100 games, and now Comley, 100 as well. So it's exciting times for Saddlers fans and players.
It is, and I think, we spoke to Brandon Comley in the week as part of the pre-match build-up. And he spoke about obviously having injuries himself this season. He got injured in pre-season and then injured, just as he was coming back. And he said that 100 games was a target for him to get himself back into it. And you often don't see players as that. Their target is always just to get back to fitness, get back into the games. But to have something to actually aim for, I think really helps him and has really helped him. And you can see him coming back in, Paul. We spoke about it in the office. When he came into the side last year, he almost became undroppable at that point, and it seems to be that way again at the moment in time. And we've altered the system, haven't we? We're playing those two almost sixes now with him and Ryan Stirk in there, and Jamie Jellis is in that traditional number 10 where he's able to go on and press with the front two. And to hit a milestone of 100 games at club level for one club, particularly at this level, in the EFL, I think is fantastic. And just on the head coach Matt Sadler, it's been, in terms of it seems like a short period of time to hit 100 games. And that goes to show, I think you said it, Paul, you've had good cup runs. And we have, and to hit 100 games for a manager in his first job, it's a fantastic achievement, isn't it?
Outstanding, really. Congratulations to Matt Sadler and obviously Brandon Comley when he makes that appearance today. Congratulations to both, thoroughly deserved and really great milestone. As you say, at this level, it's a really good achievement. And Brandon Comley, I think he would have liked to have made it earlier, but he had his injury problems last season, at the start of last season, then a couple of injuries this season that have set him back. So I'm sure he would have made it, a lot sooner. But it's great to hit that milestone, and it's really refreshing to see him that he's ticking off his own appearances. He's keeping an eye on it himself as well. Really encouraging. And like you say, last season he came in and he was undroppable. Ended up winning the Player of the Season award. So there's no reason why he can't show that sort of form again. He is already. I really like the dynamic that this team, we can play with the 2-8s or we can play with the 2-6s, and sometimes it feels like Stirk is a bit of a hybrid of the two roles, isn't he? Because he can do a bit of everything. So it's a really good balance as well. So really good to see, and immensely proud of both of them for those achievements.
And we could celebrate in style. 4 unbeaten, make it 5 here today, even potentially get 3 points. Fans are the key here, aren't they, Paul? Tom, sorry.
They certainly are, but I think this game won't be taken lightly, as Matt Sadler says, for every game. Everybody offers a different challenge, but Swindon themselves are in decent form. I think they're coming to it. I think they've won 5 of the last 7. I think they've only lost 1 in that last 7 as well. So they are a side that can't be taken lightly. Ian Holloway's an incredibly experienced manager, albeit got sent off last week. He still will be on the touchline because I don't think that ban comes into play until the midweek fixtures. So he'll have looked at how to beat the Saddlers. We'll have looked at how to beat Swindon, and I know there's a lot of people talk about the fans. It's going to be a crowd of approaching 6.5, maybe even closer to 7. Swindon themselves bringing 1,200. The Saddlers fans have been incredible all season, and we had that little bit of a blip in those 5 or 6 games in all competitions without a win, and everybody was looking at it and thinking, are we faltering now? But we seem to have just rekindled that form, and we're showing ourselves just exactly why we are where we are in the league.
Yeah, exactly that. You say that 4 unbeaten. I think it's 1 defeat and 6 as well. So, it's been sort of a solid turnaround, if you like, from the Saddlers. Look a bit back on track. I mean, frustrating that it wasn't 3 wins on the bounce with the way the Cheltenham game goes, but I think it's one of them. If you replay that game 10 times, the Saddlers come out with 3 points. So I think it's about the performance. So if the Saddlers can continue those performance levels that we've seen in the last 3 games, I think they'll be absolutely fine, and they'll win more games than they lose. So hopefully that level of performance is maintained. But as you say, tough game today. Ian Holloway really galvanised Swindon, hasn't he? I think they were very, very close to the bottom 2, 22nd at one point, I think. So he's steadied the ship there. I think they've got a little bit of breathing space now. So that seems to have instilled a bit of confidence in them. So it'll be an interesting game today. Really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a big crowd. We're looking forward to it. We know you are. We're just about to open our gates. So Saddlers fans, let's hear you loud and proud and get behind the lads today.